What we do notice, some successful women, I won't speak on all, what we do notice is the complete turnoff, right? When we do express that this is where we live, this is where we drive, this is what we drive, this is how much we make. A lot of people will tell you that that turnoff is because you have a nasty attitude, you're aggressive, you're leading with all these accolades. Okay, so take accountability, right? Step back and ask yourself, am I? Am I coming off this way? Or am I just putting it on the table and they can't take it? Am I making you feel small? Or do you feel small because you haven't accomplished what I've accomplished? Or do you feel small because I am not impressed by what it is that you have, because I have it. I've already accomplished that. What else do you bring? Can you communicate? Since we like talking about women checking these boxes and what makes you a good woman, let's talk about what makes you a good man. Because outside of finances, can you communicate? Are you considerate? Are you intentionally dating? Do you want to protect? Do you want to provide? Do you want to me right? How you want to do this? Like, let's talk about it.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So y'all saw the first clip, right? Well, I'm gonna be replaying it with a stitch along from a married woman who shared her thoughts on that particular conversation. I'm also going to be sharing another clip from that same conversation as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
That this is where we live, this is where we drive, this is what we drive, this is how much we make.
I'm starting to believe that women are the problem. And it hurts my soul to the core to say this, because I'm good for some man bashing conversations. Me and my husband, we get into it and I'm quick to be like, no, it's y'all. Y'all started this. Men are the issue. But after listening to this and hearing this type of conversation, y'all making it hard for me to man bash. And I want to so bad. But y'all embarrassing us. Like, go back and watch this video. Well, you don't have to. She essentially is talking about why is it that when successful women come to the table, right, and present their accolades and what they accomplished, they get pushback from men saying that they're difficult or, got attitudes and all of this. And at first she started off by saying, okay, well, maybe I should reflect in the mirror, or successful women should reflect in the mirror and take some accountability to see if any of this is true. Or maybe when I just put my accolades and everything that I've accomplished on the table, the ninja can't handle it.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
We do not care.
I'm going to need us to act like we've been here before. Okay? Take that off the table. Let's just take off male, female off the table. And let's just talk human being to human being. We have all encountered that person that was deeply insecure about something and wore it on their sleeve. And every opportunity they got, they put it on the table to let you know that I got this, or I've done this, or I've been here, right? Essentially, the aura that they have is that they're better, right? And that is almost like it's a privilege for you to be in my space, right? Like, nobody wants to be bothered with that. That's a turn off, right? And we've all encountered people like that, right? That's a turn off. So as a man dealing with a woman like that, I pass. Because as a woman, I pass on friendships with women like that. Because people like that put so much into the material things that they've accomplished, they are difficult to get along with. Everything is a tit for tat, a struggle, a power struggle for no reason. It's a turnoff, right? And then typically you get what you give. You get from people what you're giving to people. And a lot of times those people get the pushback, or they get the people don't want to be bothered with them, right? And instead of reflecting a mirror and saying, you know what? maybe I need to tone that down a little bit, right? Nobody likes a boastfully loud person. Instead, it's you just jealous. Oh, men just hate women. It's just, I'm strong. All the stuff that is not true whatsoever. You're a difficult person to get along with. And when we're talking now back about male-female relations, as a man, I'm sitting at the table with you and you present to me the things that I would be presenting as a man to prove to you that I'm a provider, maintainer, and a protector. Like, what I mean by that. So if you're presenting as a woman, this is how much money I make, this is the job I work, a man could feel like, oh, okay, that's nice, but I'm not looking for you to provide for me. So why would you lead with that? A man is looking for a woman. What femininity do you bring to the table, right? What type of life partner are you going to be? How would life be like? How would life be like with you, right? What type of mother are you going to be? Are you a nurturer, right? What kind of principles, values, morals, would you instill in our children? Those are the things that you should be leading with, right? Now, of course, a man doesn't want an uneducated or I shouldn't say uneducated, but an ignorant woman, right? A woman that he can hold a conversation with. A woman, because obviously as a woman, we are the first teachers to the children. So definitely a woman who can instill and teach and pour into my children. But those things, those material things, accomplishments, that's not what a man is looking for from a woman. So when you lead with that, you essentially like have that short man complex, or what I call like the broke woman complex, or the generational poverty complex. You got to let everybody know that you're no longer that you've accomplished this. And a whole lot of attitude and difficulty comes with that. I mean, essentially it's screaming, you haven't really worked on your character. Your character is shallow. Because if we take all those accolades off the table, what's left? What do you have to offer as far as being a life partner? And that's what you should be leading the conversation with. That's what you should be presenting at the table. But the issue is that we've put so much emphasis on attaining, growing in our tax bracket and attaining materialistic things that we haven't worked on our character. And that's the reason why you're getting the pushback, is because a lot of our character is shallow.
Now, I agree with a lot of what she said, but I think you guys that are watching are probably thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, so I'm not going to let that slide at all. Can you explain to me why a married woman is so into man bashing and having man bashing conversations and want a man bash so bad? That's the part of that whole entire clip that we just watched is what's alarming to me. So you agree that this conversation is getting ridiculous. You agree that women are the problem when it comes to this conversation, yet you are married and you want a man bash? I think that's the part that'll probably throw a lot of people off, especially men, because that really doesn't make any kind of logical sense. However, all the points that she made on why men don't care about that is valid, and men speak on this all the time. And now I want to show you a clip of Kitty, who I reacted to several times now. As recently as about a week ago, and that video actually did pretty well. I want y'all to hear what she had to say about the same topic, and I think it was during the same conversation. Check this out.
But why is it that every time we pose this question about what it is that we bring to a table, we minimize a man to his ego, like your ego is not presenting itself whenever you lead with your accolades and your accomplishments? And they talked about it. Because the moment that you present those accolades and a man doesn't show appreciation for the fact that you're leading with those accolades, your ego becomes bruised as well. Okay. So let's not act like a woman's ego doesn't become bruised in these situations as well. Okay. This is why this conversation is so divisive, and this is the reason why so many dating experiences that are not working. Because when we're having this conversation, everybody has an ego strain. There's some sense of rejection that's going to make your ego show up in a negative manner. Your ego is not a bad thing to actually have. It's your self-protection. Stop minimizing a person's ego, but also your valuation, the estimation of your value of yourself should not be simply because of your accomplishments. That's not what the conversation is about when it comes to the table. Right. But this becomes so
divisive because we hear so many women come up and pose this question about the table as if you come through with all of the qualifications on what it's even going to take for you to actually proceed. That's exactly what just happened because I listened to everybody on the panel. That's what happened, and this is the reason why people don't have the dating experiences and why relationships actually fail.
And now that I think about it after watching that, I think this is the reason why women go to shaming tactics and saying when men aren't real men if they can't handle this kind of woman and whatever else ad hominems and buzzwords that they like to use. The reason why they do that after watching this, I think is because their ego gets shattered when men aren't impressed by that. And it's not so much that men are not impressed by it, it's just that men don't value these things when it comes to relationships. I've said this many a times on my channel if you guys are new. Men tend to value intangibles more than tangibles when it comes to relationships. Women tend to value the tangibles more than they do the intangibles when it comes to relationships. This is the reason why all you see on social media is talks about how much is a man supposed to make in order to be able to date you and things of that nature. You got women over here saying they would rather be with a billionaire that cheats on them and don't love them versus a man who's broke. And in their idea, they think that is like no money at all, when in actual reality, broke just means you don't have any disposable income at, you know, in mass in general, and you're pretty much living paycheck to paycheck getting by. That's pretty much what broke really is. So when that's all you see, and you're starting to see what this is women as well, this is where the lack of character comes into play. This is why you're starting to see women complaining about, well, men have money, but they don't have character, and they can't do this and they can't do that. That's because y'all have changed the dating market so much to the point where all a man pretty much has to do either perform financially or in the bedroom. If he can do one of those two things or both, y'all will overlook a lot of the other shit. I did a video about that not too long ago. Let's keep it moving.
Let's not be dumb. We sound dense as right now. You're right.
No, we actually sound shallow.
No, because the thing is that yes, you provide the money, and y'all have to have the know-how and he may have the acumen and everything to make that money work in their household, but he didn't make the money. Let's stop trying to conflate the that don't even like it's not.
No, because I would challenge that and say there's a lot of
these nuts.
I would challenge. You don't have them. That's the problem. That's the problem. So now here's the problem that we have. We have women out here that'll run around and say, hey, my man makes all the money, but I'm the one that knows how to pay the bills, and I'm the one that knows where to put the money. So I am a provider too, right? Because listen,
provider.
Wait, hold on, man. Look at that financial.
You sound like a helper.
So, but here's the thing. When you provide, see, the thing is, we talk about provider. And when I hear provider, I hear the word provide. So what are you providing? Now, does it break down into a whole different other things?
Oh, we're all providers.
So now, if he or she is providing guidance for growth, right? Then you're still providing something.
So in a nutshell, what you're saying, Holiday and Rico, is that if a woman is the sole provider of money in a home, she's a helper. But if the man, the money provider in the home, he's the provider.
And you know what? After watching this clip, I think it's about time that I bring my mom onto my channel, you guys. I'm gonna reach out to my mom and see if she'd be willing to come on the show and do a live show, because I think this is very important. Because I grew up in a 2-parent household, and my mom was the breadwinner. And my mom will be the first to tell you that my dad led the relationship and he was the man of the house. So when I see this clip, here's what I think, man. Because here's one of the problems that we run across when it comes to successful women. I think the problem with successful women is they think because they're the breadwinner or they make a certain amount of money, they feel entitled to a certain amount of pull and power in a relationship. Here's the problem with that. men are still, and I gotta quote the Crimson Cure on this one, men are still expected to provide the other P's that she likes to mention. If you guys watch Crimson Cure, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I know two of them are provision and protection. Those other, and I believe there's 4 P's. I can't remember the other 2 right now, but if you remember, please let me know in the comments, or let everybody else know in the comments. Those other P's that men are expected to provide, women are not. So when you consider that, I think it's still important for a man to lead the relationship, even if he is not the breadwinner. And I know women hate that, but you gotta understand there is different dynamics between men and women. And I've also done a video on this where women tend to lead with their emotions more, and they make irrational decisions due to the fact, which is another reason why women leading can be a problem. I literally just did a video not too long ago showing that women don't even want other women as bosses. Y'all claim to be the most boss chick generation, but y'all don't want y'all bosses to be women. That's crazy to me, man. It just goes to show you walking contradictions. Let's keep it moving.
Structure that goes into the roads, and underneath all of the roads, you think that when we talk about the 1%, do you understand that the 1% always exists?
Yeah, that's
so not everyone can cram into that little 1%.
Well, you should at least aspire to be that.
But do you understand that that's largely unattainable for the vast majority of men? You do understand
that? Unattainable.
If you're 5'4", born in Liberia, and you're working in a cobalt mine, do you think that it's pretty possible for you to get to that 1%? Would you say just manifest it?
There is a way to get out of anything. I'll say that. If I could get out what I got out of, anybody could get out of anything.
Okay, so once again, let me just reiterate to you that the female, when I start talking, I'm going to finish my point. So once again, what I'd like to say is that for the female perspective, it's very different. If you're a pretty young lady in the 21st century, living in a Western country, you're not only the luckiest person to be alive right now, you have the best life out of anyone that has ever existed ever.
And I
you
agree
have to
with
do
that.
jack shit. You don't realize all of the infrastructure that goes into the roads and underneath all of the roads. You think that when you flush your toilet, it just goes and it's gone.
No,
you turn the lights on.
Very empathetic.
Just laughed at men who work at McDonald's. Or
I'm empathetic to certain things.
That's the point, though. I mean, this is what kind of annoys me, though. We've got actually a good panel tonight of ladies who actually have a much better understanding. But generally, this is the attitude when it comes to guys who earn less than 100K, and it's to do with social media, and it's to do with the male influencers as well, who promote having to have $100 million just to get by. And it's just not the reality of things. Most men are out there working extremely hard, contributing to society and building things. I'm very lucky in the sense that I actually get to have a YouTube channel where I can earn a lot of money. If my YouTube channel goes away tomorrow like that, people will watch some. It doesn't even matter. But these guys, if they stop building the structure tomorrow, all of a sudden we've got half-built structures everywhere. All of a sudden you can't flush your toilet. All of a sudden you can't have electricity. And all of a sudden we can't have protection from the police. These are the people who literally build the world around you. And it's just like, I absolutely detest that notion of people laughing at.
Please let me know what y'all thought about this, okay? If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's what the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.